everyone, welcome to another video on my channel. I am Marshall3498. Today's moto vlog topic, what I'd like to talk about is a motorcycle topic, which is pretty much what my channel is based upon. And that topic is how I got started into motorcycling. Some of the background from when I was a kid and up until now. When I was pretty young, like in kindergarten, like maybe 5 or 6, all the way up to the time I was probably 9, my love for motorcycles started with my father. I used to ride with him on his 650 Honda Nighthawk, and a little, around town, not too far away from the house for not too long. But occasionally he would take me to school on it also. And I was so young that, at that age, I guess I couldn't reach the foot pegs, or he felt safer with me doing that. I actually rode in front of him, and my dad, being the awesome daddy he is and still is to this day, he let me work the turn signals as we were turning, and I just thought I was on top of the world, Some really special younger times I can remember with my dad riding motorcycles. And I think that's probably where the influence started. He really wanted me and my brother to have a dirt bike, but my mom was not too keen on that. So where I started is riding four-wheelers. And I always, when I would see a motorcycle, even when I got a little older, say 12 or 13, up in teenage years, when I would see a motorcycle, I just kind of say to myself, without saying anything out loud, because, my dad was okay with it, but my mom wasn't. I'd always say to myself, boy, does that look like fun. So fast forward many years later, as I become an adult, several of the co-workers that I work with to this day, kind of started talking to them, and I was like, you know what, I've always wanted to ride one, and I think I might just do that. So even after looking at the dealers and stuff like that and sitting on several bikes before that discussion even come around, somebody's in trouble over there. And as all that come about, I never really lost, the love and the want to ride. Even as I got older, it just never went away. I guess that's primarily due to my dad let me ride with him some. So it's kind of his fault, I guess you could say. I'm sure my mom still to this day isn't too keen on me riding, but my dad to this day started riding again just a couple years ago. So, but I started talking to some friends of mine that I worked with, and some guys that I know there that have rode since they were pretty young. I went and took the MSF course, did it the right way, spent quite a bit of money on that, and got some good riding gear. Didn't really skimp on that for the most part, especially on the helmet and gloves and jacket department. But I did that, took the course, and had an absolute blast, even though it is just a bunch of stuff in the parking lot, doing different exercises and making circles around the parking lot through cones and stuff like that. But I still enjoyed it. I still think about to this day taking one of the level 2 or the level 3 courses that they offer there also. Might still do that at one time, but not right now, because our winter is right upon us right now in the southern part of the United States in East Tennessee, where I live. But I took the course and had a lot of fun. Didn't really have any problems with it. I think a lot of it is because I rode four-wheelers for so long. All the controls are more or less the same. I've rode several four-wheelers, the racing style, that have a manual clutch and stuff. So all the controls, except for a four-wheeler having a thumb throttle instead of a twist throttle, are primarily the same. And, I already knew how to drive a 5-speed car, because that's one thing my dad instilled in me, that said, you need to learn how to drive one, because at the time, pretty much majority of the vehicles, that's all we had, and if you couldn't drive that, then, oh well, you're just not driving. So I had a lot of maybe head start of what other people would have as far as the basics go, just not knowing how to ride and balance a motorcycle and just ride it in general. So I took the course. I got my first bike, which was 2008 Suzuki GS500F. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically Suzuki's version of a Ninja 500, more or less. Kind of looks like a little mini Gixxer till you look at the rear tire and then you realize, oh, it's not a big bike. But rode that for, let's see, I started riding in March 3 years ago now. This coming year will be 4 since I took the class, because this is my 3rd full riding season. But I rode that for about 6 months, I guess. First part of September, I bought this bike that I'm on now, currently, which is a 2007 Yamaha FZ6. And I always liked Yamahas, you know, I had several Yamaha four-wheelers and jet skis growing up, and their quality to me is second to none. They're very dependable, as much, I think, even as a Honda motorcycle, which is saying a lot to all the Honda fans. And I've always have liked them, you know, they hold up well, they're very tough, they're very reliable, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And that brings us to today. Yes, I know motorcycles are dangerous. I accept that risk. But, you know, life's about taking a chance and some choices in order to have some fun. Motorcycling has definitely changed my life for the better. It is not only a stress relief, but it's my, I don't know, stress relief. It's my fun factor. It's 4 or 5 different things that I can't even put into words all in one. It will definitely change anybody's life for the better if they've not done so. I encourage you to take the course, you know, do it the right way. Start on something fairly small, not, you know, 1,000 or Hayabusa or something ridiculous, but to each his own. Some people are going to do that and be okay, but others, you know, are maybe not, because they're going to let their right hand override their brain and their logical sense of thinking, oh, I can do 150 on this road. No. Till you get a lot of base riding skill, it's not a good idea, I don't think, to start out on a really big, fast bike. Even this bike here, you know, it could be done for somebody for a first bike, because as long as you keep it low in the revs and, you know, don't really jab the throttle coming out of a turn, especially at high RPM, say above 6,000. A beginner could ride this bike, I think, you know, and they could learn to grow into it, as long as they had a little bit of common sense. And same thing, you know, don't let your right hand override your brain and your logical thinking. So, I just thought I'd like to do a little blog and talk to y'all about that, where I come from and where I started from, and maybe some of the history about, you know, my riding. And I'll continue to do it as long as I'm physically able to. You know, the love of motorcycling to me will never go away. It'll, you know, it'll never die down. It'll never cease to exist. I'll never sell it and not get another one. It's just, you know, it's part of my life now, and it's something I greatly enjoy. I have a lot of respect for the bike. You know, I don't do anything retardedly stupid. For those of you who are looking for a channel that do a bunch of wheelies and a bunch of stunt and stuff, that's not me. That's not why I love the motorcycling. I don't get much thrill out of really flying. I will play a little bit on back roads and stuff, but my main goal is just to ride and enjoy the ride and have fun. You know, I'm kind of past the stage, I guess you could say, of the whole adrenaline junkie thing. That's not my thing. So if you're into that, cool, great for you, but that's just not me. So anyways, guys, that's about all I got for today's vlog. Just thought I'd do a little back history and a little bit of story time for y'all. If you like this video, please give it a like, leave a comment down below if you got any questions or comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you when I get time. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and share this video. It really helps my channel out a lot, and any help, I greatly appreciate it. But on that, guys, ride safe, have fun. We'll see you on the next one.